Okay, so yo, what's up guys, my name's BearTheBoff, or Bear, whatever they call me, and in today's video we have got some crazy news for you guys. Now instead of building this up and just building it up to this thing where I'm just going to drop it on you guys, and considering you guys probably already know what we're talking about considering the title of the video, I'm just going to say it. Basically, it looks like Borderlands 1 is finally going to get a re-release or a remaster. A couple of days ago, on the 30th of May, a website called Gematsu, I'm not really sure how it's pronounced, they put an article up saying that a Borderlands Game of the Year edition for PS4, Xbox One and PC has popped up on the Korean Game Rating Board. Now the key thing about this is the fact that the source it's coming from, the Korean Game Rating Board, are very well known and notorious for leaking things on accident in the past. So it's not like it's just an unknown source and it's just random things that have cropped up. It's a very well known source it's coming from, so it makes sense that it would be more believable and more real. This hasn't been confirmed by Gearbox or anything yet, but it seems very likely to happen. If we consider the fact that they remastered Borderlands 2 and Borderlands pre-sequel for next gen, but they never actually got round to Borderlands 1, it seems likely they would do this before they inevitably bring out Borderlands 3 so that people can play the game, they can go back through it if they've played it before, or if they're new to it, they can play it through and learn the events that happened before Borderlands 2 and before Borderlands pre-sequel. It makes sense as well, because if you guys saw my video where I talked about everything to do with Borderlands 3, you'll know that I talked about the Battleborn Easter egg where it talks about Prometheus or Promethea, and that's related to the whole Atlas going to that planet and doing all the stuff. All the references to that and everything to do with that is a lot of Borderlands 1. It shows a lot of that in Borderlands 1. So people being able to find stuff out about this and learn about this, it will give people an idea of what kind of direction the next game is going into and the story of Borderlands is going into. Now not only this, but the fact that next year is the 10th anniversary of the Borderlands series, it would make sense for them to announce something like this as well as a Borderlands 3 for next year. Again, this isn't a definite, it's not something that's been confirmed yet, but it's something that seems very likely and is something quite a lot of people, including myself and my friends, have been talking about and predicting. I think, to be honest, we all knew eventually we were going to get a Borderlands 1 remaster, especially with stuff that happened in the past. Like I remember a couple of years ago, the Australian game board thing, there was something to do with Borderlands 1 remaster cropping up on like a basically to do things board for 2K or something. I can't remember the actual all the details around it, but with that and a lot of other things happening in the past, it kind of gave us the idea that it was going to happen eventually. I just honestly myself got to the point where I thought if they were going to do it, they would have already done it by now. But I guess if we take certain things into consideration, like the 10th anniversary next year, it does feel like this is the right time to do something like this. Even though nothing has been confirmed yet, I'm so happy that something like this has come out, because it just brings that hope and that excitement that this could happen. And I feel like it's such a good idea as well, because it gives people the chance to return to this amazing game if they've played it in the past, and for newcomers to the series to go back and play this and learn about all the events prior. And this is something I've spoke with friends about. I feel like a lot of people that have played Borderlands 2 haven't necessarily played Borderlands 1, and this is mainly because a lot more people, including myself, got into the series with Borderlands 2, and the fact they remastered Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel, it was a lot easier for people and a lot more accessible for people to play that than Borderlands 1. Not only this, but when you look at the Borderlands series, Borderlands 2 just outshines all of them every time. And yes, I'm not going to lie, it is the fan favourite for the most part, but I still put Borderlands 1 up there with it, and it's sad because a lot of people haven't been able to experience this and understand this. So with a remaster they will be able to, and as I said previously, it'll give them the opportunity to go back and learn the events that happened prior to Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, and it'll just give people the information they need to know going into Borderlands 3. Something that was brought to my attention was the fact that it involved PC. As we know, Handsome Collection only came out on PS4 and Xbox, and the PC kept the original games. So why with this is it bringing up the fact that PC might be getting a re-release? That's something one of my friends brought up, which kind of makes sense to be fair, was the idea of them updating textures and the visuals in the game. But if it's not that, why is the PC one getting a re-release? I don't feel like they would be re-releasing it on PC unless they were changing something. The thing that's worrying about this a little bit as well is if we look at some of the other re-releases that have happened on PC, it's not necessarily been the best. So recently Dark Souls 1 remaster came out, and the remaster replaced the original game on PC. And I was watching a video about this, and the guy was basically saying that it was just a big fuck you to the PC players, to be fair, because all the mods were gone and they weren't going to be used anymore because it was technically a new game, so the mods wouldn't have been there. Now even though they would have fixed a lot of the mods in the remaster, it still took all that away, and it was still a big fuck you to the players. Not only this, but I actually think they charged people again for it, which is really a dick move by them. So hopefully Borderlands 1 wouldn't go down this way if there was to be a re-release for the PC. If it is indeed texture updates and, you know, updating the visuals, I think it would be a good idea if they added the ability to change between the original textures and the new ones. Now a game that did this was Halo, and I'm not a big Xbox fan myself or a Halo fan, but after seeing this I thought it was incredible that they did this. You can literally change between the old graphics and the new graphics graphics on the fly as you play in the game, and it works so well. And it's just awesome because obviously new graphics, it's cool to see a game you loved updated and upscaled and done all the stuff to, but that nostalgic feeling you get from seeing the original game is something that we all hold dear, I think. So being able to go back to that, I think that's the best opportunity and the best thing for them to do. I'm honestly not sure though about the whole PC re-release thing. It just came to my attention because I felt like they wouldn't change the PC version unless they were changing something in the game. Like if it was just upscaling and putting the game to 60 FPS, I don't feel like they would change the PC version, being as most PCs can run it at ultra settings 60 FPS anyway. That's why they didn't change Borderlands 2, because that game already ran at the highest. Handsome Collection was just upscaling it and bringing it to 60 frames. But I guess, to be honest, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. All in all, if this does happen, I think it would be amazing and 100% the right thing to do before bringing out Borderlands 3, purely so people can go back and learn everything about this game. Now if I had to predict what I think will happen, I'd say this will get announced alongside Borderlands 3 at E3 and will be released this year, with the possibility of Borderlands 3 being released late next year because of the 10th anniversary. Now I guess a lot of people would say this is very hopeful, and to be honest it probably is quite biased because I want to see it happen, but I don't see them announcing a Borderlands 1 remaster at this E3 for next year for the 10th anniversary. It seems too long considering it's a re-release. Even if they are redoing the textures and everything, I don't see it taking that long, and I know maybe, you know, they've already done it and they're just going to wait for the 10th anniversary to drop. I wouldn't expect them to wait that long to drop this if they are going to do it, and at the same time I don't see them doing nothing or even something just little for their 10th anniversary of the series, because you know it's a big thing, it's a big milestone, so obviously something big's going to happen. Now maybe if not a release next year, they might just drop an announcement for it, like a release date, an announcement and gameplay, and drop it all at once big for the 10th anniversary, and that again I guess would make sense. So it might be that instead of like an announcement this year. So yeah guys, that's everything. I know this wasn't a long video with that much information, but at this point in time this is technically all we know. We don't really know anything else, and mostly at the minute it's just speculation until we hear something else or hear some sort of confirmation from Gearbox or Randy Pitchford themselves. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. How you feeling about this? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's not? Have you played the game? Have you not? Let me know in the comments. Just whatever you want to say about this, whatever you feel about this, just let me know. And yeah, Gearbox, if this is true, I've just got one thing to say.
God damn, you make me proud.
So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're hopeful for this like I am, and yeah, I'll catch you next one.